Hey guys, John Foster here. Thought I'd just give you a brief update on the garden and some of my thoughts that I've had this week as we've been studying Come Follow Me and how it relates to my garden. Hope you enjoy. Going into this year, we knew that there would be problems with deer. Why? Because we've had problems with deer every year. They love the okra primarily. They'll eat the tomatoes, and they'll also eat the squash plants. So this year what we decided to do is to try to protect them a little bit. And I'd like to show you what we did. We planted okra in a dog cage, and we also planted okra outside the dog cage. And then about 3 weeks ago, I went and I got this mesh, which is called Deer Off, and then I started to protect some of the okra that I'd planted outside the cage. So this is the okra that has been completely unprotected the whole time. So you can see the deer just continue to come back, and they just will eat it all the way down to the ground. So what is this? This is the pumpkins that are growing. The deer haven't started eating that yet, but they will. Inside the cage, you can actually see that the okra has done really, really well. As we kind of look, there's, just today alone, you can see the okra that's ready for harvest. Here what I did is I just put up a really simple structure with a green pole got at Home Depot. I literally just drilled a hole in the ground and stuck the pole in there, and I stuck this deer mesh in it. And you can see the okra has actually done very well in here for about the last 3 weeks. In fact, off this plant, I got the first piece of okra for the year. But these other plants are doing great. And then we also have some more pumpkins. I just hope they're going to be ready by the beginning of October. So the way that this relates to Come Follow Me this week, actually the last 3 weeks, is that as we've been studying Captain Moroni, and it's always impressed me how he fortified and strengthened the cities that were kind of in the wilderness, because they were the most likely to be attacked. And there, at one point in time, you remember there's like 8 cities, and Moroni decides just to strengthen one. Interesting, because as we have problems in life, sometimes we feel like we might have too many problems, and kind of a good example of that is just deal with them one at a time. And I do think strengthening, a fort, very similar to like a garden. Obviously in my garden, what did the best is exactly what was in the dog cage. What did the worst was what was totally exposed to the deer. And no, I don't hate the deer. A deer is going to do what a deer does, and that's basically eat and smile and look pretty. And so it's up to me to kind of set up my garden to protect it. And then I'm surprised at how well the netting did and how much easier it was just to set up a little bit of a net, a little bit of a deterrent, kept the deer away. I think it kind of relates towards the end of the book of Alma. I would love to hear your thoughts. Just leave them below.